Have you ever wished you had a teammate who just knew everything? You know, everything about your company's code, all its data, all the internal processes. Well, that's what we're talking about today. Meet Amazon Q, Amazon's brand new generative AI assistant that's been built from the ground up specifically for work.
We've all been there. You know the feeling. You're deep in the zone, you're making progress, and you just need that one thing. The latest project brief, that security policy doc, a little snippet of code from 6 months ago, and poof, the flow is gone. Suddenly, you're on this frustrating digital scavenger hunt, just asking yourself, where did I put that file?
And this, right here, this is the daily grind. It's all that friction in modern work. You're searching through mountains of documents, trying to make sense of code somebody wrote 5 years ago, wrestling with these vague error messages, or just trying to track down the one person in the whole company who knows the answer. This isn't the work that moves the needle. It's the tax we all pay just to get to the starting line.
So what if you could just get rid of a huge chunk of that friction? Well, that is the promise behind Amazon Q. Let's really dig into what this thing is and why it's way more than just another chatbot.
Okay, so at its heart, Amazon Q is a generative AI assistant, sure. But the magic is in its training data. See, it's not just some generic model. It has been steeped in 17 years of deep technical AWS knowledge. And this is the key part, it can securely connect to your company's internal information. This all boils down to 3 incredible strengths. First, it's an absolute expert on everything AWS. I mean, think of it like having every single doc page and best practice guide instantly at your fingertips. Second, it becomes your company's brain. It can plug right into your Confluence, your Slack, your S3 buckets, and give you answers that are actually relevant to your work. And third, and for any business, this is the most important point, it is privacy first. Your company's data is never, ever used to train the underlying models. Your secrets stay your secrets, period. And we're not just talking about a tool for one specific team. No, Amazon has woven Q throughout the entire business ecosystem, tailoring it for a whole bunch of different roles. This really shows you just how versatile it is. For developers, it lives right inside their code editor, acting like a pair programmer. For pretty much every other employee, it's a chat app that can answer questions like, hey, what's our travel policy for next year? For business analysts using QuickSight, oh man, it's a dream. They can just type, show me last quarter's sales growth by region, and boom, a dashboard appears. And for customer support agents, it gives them real-time help right in the middle of a call. It's like one central brain with a bunch of specialized skills. All right, for the rest of our time here, we're going to zero in on what might be the most revolutionary version of this tool, Amazon Q Developer, because this is where we see a massive shift in how the actual work gets done. You know, we've all gotten pretty used to AI that gives us code suggestions. It's basically a super smart autocomplete. Amazon Q Developer is a fundamental leap beyond that. It's moving into something called agentic development. And what that means is the AI isn't just a passive tool waiting for you to type. It's an active agent that can understand a high-level goal, come up with a plan, and then actually execute the steps to make it happen. So what does that actually look like? Well, imagine you give Q a prompt like this. Add a new password reset flow. Now, think about that. That's not a simple one-file change. This kind of feature touches your routes, your backend services, maybe your user models. It's a complex, multi-step job. And here's what Q does. It doesn't just start spitting out code and hope for the best. No. It creates a formal plan. It goes through your entire code base, identifies every single file that needs to be changed, drafts the new code for all of them at once, and then packages it all up and presents it to you for review and approval. It's acting like a junior developer, taking a big task and breaking it down into all the little pieces. Okay, that is amazing for building new features. But let's talk about one of the biggest headaches in all of software, modernizing that old, creaky legacy code. With a simple command, literally just /transform, Q can take on these huge modernization projects. And this example, this is a classic nightmare for so many companies. Upgrading a massive old Java 8 application all the way to Java 21. A project like this can take a whole team months of tedious, painful work. Q just automates the whole thing. It analyzes every dependency, hunts down all the outdated code, creates a detailed build plan, and then just starts fixing things. It iteratively works through compilation errors until the whole project builds successfully on the new version. It takes something that was months of work and shrinks it down to minutes. So, how do you get your hands on this? Well, there are 2 tiers. The free tier is awesome for individuals to just get started. You get 50 of those agent interactions a month. The pro tier is really built for businesses. It adds higher limits, single sign-on, better security and privacy controls, and this is huge. It gives you access to those powerful code transformations we just looked at. And the price for that pro tier, with all that power? It's $19 a month per user. It's really positioned as an essential productivity tool, not some expensive luxury item. And that price point is important, right? Because it makes this new way of working accessible to so many teams. The features are cool for sure, but the real story here is the fundamental shift in how we think about our work and our tools. For years, our AI tools have been pretty passive. They've been a really, really good version of autocomplete, just waiting for us to type and then suggesting the next few characters. But now, we're moving to a world where our AI is an agent. It's an active partner that we can delegate real, complex tasks to. It's a teammate that can plan, execute, and collaborate with us to get the job done. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. When your AI teammate can handle the painful code migrations, write the boiler tests for you, and find that needle in the haystack answer, what are you freed up to do? What happens when your team can focus on big picture architecture, not on debugging old APIs? What will you build when the boring work is finally gone?